The Bihar Chief Minister and Janata Dal United Chief Nitish Kumar is on a mission, Opposition Jodo, in Delhi. He's been holding a series of meetings with opposition parties. Today was day 2. Among the several leaders that he did meet, Sitaram Yechury, the General Secretary of the CPM, who joins us now. Thanks, Mr. Yechury, very much for being with us. Do you really believe that this is the beginning of opposition unity in India, which has been so clearly missing?
Yes, I think the first steps are being taken, and this is a very positive direction in which it is moving, and is absolutely required and necessary for Indian politics today.
Mr. Yechury, the issue always and almost always boils down to a prime ministerial face or a prime ministerial candidate, and that's where the Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party, the TRS and the Trinamool Congress almost always have differences. And let's face it, sir, it's going to boil down to that. In such a situation, what does one make of your meeting with Nitish Kumar, who's widely seen to be somebody with prime ministerial ambitions?
You see, listen, Vishnu, I think all of us have to please refresh our memory and go back a little into the history of India's politics. I mean, it's not political history, but how politics operates in India. Just take the last 3 occasions. Every time you had a government that was formed at the center, the formation that formed that government was established after the elections. 96, the United Front came into existence after the election. Devagowda became the Prime Minister. In 98, Mr. Vajpayee became the Prime Minister when the NDA was established after the elections,
right,
in 98. In 2004, Dr. Manmohan Singh became the Prime Minister. UPA was established after the election. So whatever be the speculations or that will be done through the media, this is the reality.
Okay.
The reality of India's politics.
Well,
and that's only natural given the heterogeneity of India, given that different parties have different levels of mass support in different parts of India. This is how it'll just operate this time as well.
But Mr. Yechury, then you are therefore the opposition will be relying on the fault lines or your perceived fault lines within the BJP as opposed to a very strong opposition plank. If there are fundamental differences now, you've got the Congress with a Bharat Jodo Yatra going on. The Aam Aadmi Party has got a separate plank. Mamata Banerjee says, often issues statements opposing both the Congress and Arvind Kejriwal also of late. Then where is the plank of a strong opposition, even if you don't get into the issue of who's going to be the leader? If you don't have that, sir, then where is the chance of potentially defeating or getting close to the BJP?
You're missing the woods for the trees. The basic point is the issues before the people, not the leader. What are the issues? What is the Bharat Jodo Yatra about? About uniting India and against the politics of hate and terror and the politics that dividing India. What is the Make India #1 campaign of the AAP?
Okay.
In a similar lines of bringing Indians together. What is the call given by the convention yesterday of the left party organization of taking up people's issues of the working class, of the peasantry, of the agricultural labor, of women, of the students, and in order to unify the country. And unify for what? Unify against this entire process and assault against the Indian Constitution and the destruction of the democratic rights and civil liberties of our people. The safeguarding of India's Constitution, safeguarding the character of a secular democratic republic of India, that is the issue that cements this unity.
Do you believe
the issue is not cemented on the basis of any individual. It is cemented on these issues.
All right. Would you therefore believe that going into the next elections, there needs to at least be a common minimum program among all opposition parties? Do you even foresee that happening?
Again, all the earlier instances I quoted for you, 3 of them.
Yes.
The common minimum program was drafted and adopted after the government was formed. It will happen. there will be a common basis on which the parties are uniting. And that basis is the clear recognition that this sort of an atmosphere in our country of the campaigns of hate and terror, the campaigns of inequality between citizens on the basis of their religion, on the basis of their caste, on the basis of their gender, that is not acceptable. This constitution has to be implemented, and if that has to be implemented, the BJP has to be separated from holding the reins of power.
Okay.
That is the issue on which the parties are all going individually, and now and subsequently we'll all do it collectively.
All right, so that's my final point. You foresee a situation where ahead of 2024, various political parties will be fighting the elections on their own planks, which have a similarity with each other, and then if they get close, then they'll work together, possibly after the results.
No. They'll get close. And every state in our country, like you have the example of Tamil Nadu, at the state level, there will be alliances, electoral adjustments between secular democratic parties. And it is the pooling of the state level experiences at the center that will create the alternative government. That is how it always happened. That's how it will always happen in India when a secular democratic government will be formed on people's issues.
On people's issues. All right, Mr. Yechury, thanks very much. What was it like to be with Nitish Kumar today? I think it was either
Welcome.
you or he mentioned that he's been to your CPM office in Delhi many times in the past, and that stopped in between?
Yes, it was many. Yes, it stopped in between. It was something like homecoming. I mean, homecoming is by Ghar Wapsi, so to speak, and has come back, and it is a very pleasant Ghar Wapsi that has happened. And then he is back in the fold of the secular democratic forces and parties.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Yechury. Always a pleasure to speak to you. Let's see if the opposition can be united in the way that really makes a difference to people in this country. Thanks very much indeed.